Alright, we did it. Something is in front of me, and it's a legal deck that you can queue with, so... We're here with Oura, the Imitator. 3-mana 2/2, flash flying, lifelink. As long as the top card is a fairy or instant, you can look at it and cast it. So, if it isn't one of those things, I'm pretty sure you just can't see it, because alchemy cards are weird. So if it's not one of those, it just is face down still. And then you can cast fairies at instant speed. So it's like a... There's a blue-white version of this that is about the same, roughly. The fairy package is okay. There's not a lot of enticing fairies at all to me. I don't even like the Bitter Blossom or the other Bitter Blossom. I don't know what making a bunch of 1/1s even does. But it's okay, I guess. I don't know. I'm not playing them. But there are some interesting fairies. If I can type. I can't type. There's this, which can be cool. And I suppose the Venser fairy. And then this thing. I don't like the 4-mana 4/4 champion a fairy card, because I don't really want to champion this thing. And I don't have a lot of other fairies to champion, so I don't like it. There's an interesting one too, like Faithless Agent's cool, because you get it back and it happens again. That's kind of neat, I guess. But for the most part, eh. So yeah, there's not really a lot of fairies. And some of these I'm not even 100% on, but okay, they're there. You know, we can sometimes cast them off the top. It's mostly just a blue-black flash, flying, annoy your opponent with counter spells and removal spells kind of deck, with some planeswalkers in it. I could take out planeswalkers and add curiosity effects, like Curious Obsession and stuff, because they're way cheaper, and ideally I just keep the way clear for a small creature to fly in and draw 2 cards a turn, which is very good. But, I don't know. I do have curiosity for now. Sometimes you can't swing, and then you feel really bad, but I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, there's planeswalkers and stuff. I'm gonna play in the midweek thing. What's today? Thursday? Yeah, today's Thursday. It ended. Okay. Oh, never mind then. Regular Historic Brawl it is. Real fellows back on the table. We shall see. They thought about their keep for a while, so maybe no green 1-drop. I feel like that would make you snap keep it, so... You should probably play your cards first. No, it doesn't matter what order. It doesn't matter. This is fine. What did they exile? Grizzly Salvage. Okay. I think you want to take Snapcaster. No, you don't. I would probably take Snapcaster as Muldrotha. Probably. I'm not going to expose the card I drew. As much as it's kind of reasonable to actually expose this, because why not? Alright, they took a counterspell, and then they just found a your spells can't be card anyways. Interesting. Each player mills 3. Okay, I don't think that impacts me that much in a significant fashion. If anything, it makes the Snapcaster better. Alright, so now they know Archmage's Charm is online. Exile 2 cards, short. They take the Snapcaster targets. They do not take the Snapcaster targets. They left me with Wash Away. Huh. What's the bottom part? Return target creature or land. Short. I'm a bit interested in just drawing 2, to be honest with you. It's a 3-mana add stuff. Sure. You got it. Alright, I'm gonna go for my commander. It would be a shame if they also had Wash Away on top of all of this, but that it does have Flash, so you can function when that happens to you. Okay, the top card is not a flashing card. We can just swing and not overthink it. I believe that's what I'm going to do, yeah. I'm not going to find a tapped fetch land in this exact spot. Seems reckless. I wonder if I kill this on... Nah. Lotus Field here, a bit slow. Sure, yep. I mean, all they've done is cast ramp spells and grief. They actually don't know about Force Spike. It's kind of funny. Sure. Alright, so now we... That maybe not the best idea, given what you're up against. Yep, I could have surveilled that, or held priority there. Mystical Tutor. Yeah, we want to draw that, right? Of course we want to draw that. And then I can Mystical Tutor, like, Fatal Push and kill this, and they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't think of anything better to get with this than, like, a removal spell immediately. So I'm just going to kill their... I'm just going to kill this 1/3 right now. Okay. Let's swing. Play land. And they still have a pretty high amount of information. Unfortunately. Plaguecrafter. Snapcaster Mage? Targeting, I guess, Mystical Tutor? And then just let this resolve? And then just not cast the Mystical Tutor? Until the end step. I can put a flashing card on top. Ideally something that's immediately castable. Yeah, Seek New Knowledge. Yeah. Beautiful. Can shuffle away this. Oh, that was so beautiful. Oh, that makes me like this deck. Okay. That was the best thing I've ever done. I wish I could do that for the rest of my life. Sure. I mean, Village is a lot of mana to get to the thing. I'm gonna draw 2. Okay, we're making something uncounterable that costs 3. Ashiok. Oh. Okay. I mean, you target yourself with Ashiok, right? You don't, there's no reason to target your opponent with that. Can I gain control of that? What if I just gained control of this? This is a Muldrotha list. What if I just took that? It's probably better than my Ashiok, right? I guess I could take out a counter spell because they have the village. Yeah, what if I just stole this? And then just targeted them. And now they don't have a graveyard for Muldrotha. That's hilarious. Alright. And then I can play you. I can probably just block this as well. Which is fine. Yeah, I can recast my commander later. I can just block this. I don't want to kill it with a removal spell. I am just going to block it. I value that. This is fine. It turns my commander into a removal spell on top of whatever else it's done this game. Avatar. Okay, well, opponent, it was already uncounterable. Oh, sure, they're doing something else, I guess. This is an avatar? Oh, it is, yeah. Would have named Elemental, maybe. Okay, well, there goes that. Is there anything under here? No. It's only creatures, right? Yeah. Yeah, no drown. Excuse me, no drown on the lock. So these don't matter too much to me with their commander. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not that much, at least. Do I play Psychic Frog or do I wait? I'm gonna play Psychic Frog. Yeah. Okay. I can still do stuff. Okay. Yep. Fetch land? They only have 2 mana. Do you fetch instantly? Beautiful. Alright, so down to 1 card. 6 in graveyard. What if I just killed it? No, we should shut it down completely. Yeah, alright, there you go. So now you can't get the Plague Crafter. That's fine. That is fine. I'm not going to fight over that. Wait, I should look. What did I get? Still nothing. Okay. I got Cankerbloom. That could be useful. Let's draw a card here. Get rid of land. Snapcaster Mage. So I can't, like, reanimate it. Let's swing. Land and... What does this do? Okay. I mean, Search for Ensconce is annoying, but it's really slow. Like, really, really slow, and I don't think Muldroth is playing this let me have my Ensconce card every turn for the rest of the game. But I could have countered it. It might come back to bite me. Okay. Yep. Cast my commander. And then, I guess also this thing. Sack the 3/1. I don't think taking Cankerbloom matters too much. Still no creature? Come on, man. Alright, so let's exile 3. Oh, come on! Yep. Ashiok? It can exile my graveyard for Psychic Frog. Is that all it does, though? Do I let this go? Yeah. Kill that. Does this have to hit players? No, it doesn't. That's funny. Well, that doesn't really do anything on the top or Cassie or whatever, so... I should still probably just cast it. Yeah, I just cast it. Cankerbloom just doesn't really do anything. I'm just going to plus again. Did I get a creature this time? Necrogoyf and a ramp spell. Let's go to combat. I think Ashiok is fine to let live, and I just swing face. I gotta start killing my opponent. And pass. Oh boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, okay. Maybe the good cards have actually been exiled or milled? Literally over half their deck is missing? Actually, I don't even know if I would have countered this. Maybe I wouldn't have countered that. Depends what the cards are. I guess we'll find out. What is Scholar doing? Blowing itself up, taking an extra turn. Shieldred, the 5-mana Shieldred. And then return all lands to the graveyard. Alright, so I guess I'll just take out the Scholar. Let Shieldred resolve, and then counter the lands. How many lands are in the graveyard? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I should counter that. I think their mana count actually matters here. So I'm going to counter that. And then you can have a Shieldred. And I can't cast that side of it. Let's do... I think I'm just going to let that chill. Sack this thing. What is the creature? Necroglyph? Sync is weird. I can bounce the Shieldred and then hit them. I kind of value that. And I just target them again with this. Land, reanimate. Ugh. Go face. I'm not going to discard a land. Play that. I should shuffle now for more information. Oh, I can't. It shuffled anyways. It shuffled anyways. That's so funny. It actually still shuffled. Alright, so Memory Lapse is on top. That's actually hilarious. Alright. That's so funny. Yep. Yep. Toxic Deluge for 4? What is this doing? Okay. One, two, three. There is nothing to be done about that. I don't think I have time to get this in play is the problem. Draw land. Ugh. Nethergorf isn't doing anything. Neither is Rejuvenator. And really neither is Cankerbloom, so guess I'm just plussing. And then land pass. Nothing I can do about that. That gets rid of my Ashiok. There's nothing to do about that, so it's gone. They have 21 cards left. Which, I mean, I could still very easily. I don't think it's going to go to decking. Excuse me, I don't think it's going to go to decking. Reclamation Sage. Sure. Yep. Stifle? No. Oh! Come on! Okay. Okay, that has flash. 5 plus 3. It has flash. That does have flash. Which is technically kind of okay because it turns into a creature. But it doesn't fly. It doesn't fly. Yep. They have the Vindicate in the graveyard. Sure? Okay, that doesn't help me. Doesn't help me. Sure. Sure, let's play this thing. Did I win? I think I just won. They shouldn't have swung. I think I just won. Oh, they gain a life. Oh, wait, no, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Yes. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh. Shouldn't have swung. Also, I should have said, oops. It shouldn't have swung. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. How many? 18 cards left. Wow. What a game. What a game. Miraculous. Absolutely miraculous. So, the one major decision line was like letting Escanta resolve or not, and I feel like it was right to. I did use the removal spell on their commander, and I think that mattered. So I think letting them have Escanta was just worth it. The Ashiok doing nothing, though, is just so, like, depressing. Like, I never had a creature that was worth putting in play, which feels rather unlikely. There are a lot of things I could steal that could matter. I mean, even Ice Till would be good. Like, there's so many good cards I could have stolen with that Ashiok, and I just didn't see any of them. I mean, they tried to go for an Emergent Ultimatum, and we still won. Wow. Opponent's going to be feeling this one for a while, probably. Oh, man. Beautiful game. I also had kind of lethal with this, and then Tails ending on their turn, which is another point of life loss, right? And I... Oh, wait, no. I lose a life. Never mind. I thought my opponent loses one life. So, yeah. Crazy. Get schmieded. Well, you run cantrips to keep them, I guess. This is the 5-color Evoke Commander. Preordain. Both of these have text on them. Starting Town? Oh, okay. Green 1-drop. Wow. Literally 75% of the games today. Green 1-drop. I also can't put anything in the graveyard to kill it, either. I'd probably block it with Snapcaster if they gave me the option. But I guess they won't do that. I'm gonna just leave up my commander and let them have the Hierarch. Badger Mole Cub. There is a fetch land in play. Alright, well, I'm losing to mono green. There's no solution to this. Yep. I guess it's, like, slightly mana neutral, because they lose the tapping ability. Gwenna? Well, there's not much I can do about that. Add 2 men of any combination. My opponent has literally done nothing but play green ramp spells. So. They didn't swing. Interesting. Well, Jace is good. It might not be a Jace situation, but I don't see uncounterable anywhere in play. And I have counter spells, so maybe the infinite omniscience on turn 5 is beatable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Literally omniscience. I'm not going to fight over mana dorks at this point. That seems beyond impossible. One card in the graveyard? Is that uncounterable? No, I'm tripping. Okay. Mole Drifter. That is not evoked. Yeah, that stops my attack, but I don't feel like I have much I can do about that, so... Three, 2. Enters target elemental you control whenever another creature you control dies. That is a very strange card. Let's get that. And I think I shuffle this. Yeah, I think I'm shuffling that 4-3. There's not really that much to bounce here, and it's a lot of mana to cast it. So I'm going to shuffle it away. Oh, hey, sweet, the dream, once more. Alright, well I have a bunch of cards. I have a bunch of cards. We can get rid of probably Jace or Liliana. I don't think Liliana matters. It could kill the Hierarch, but like I said, that doesn't matter. Jace is not castable, though, let's be real. Okay, so they have a 3-3, which... I think there's a lot of value in at least killing the Badger Mole, because it shuts off a lot of mana. Yep. And then we pass? I should play Psychic Frog, actually. Can I? 4, 5? No, I can't. Let's just discard. Sea Dasher? I can't play Psychic Frog. That's not realistic. Ice Till with a fetch land. Counter draw or counter tap everything? I could counter tap everything. Could also just counter bounce something. Bounce the... They could just recast anything they want. Man, this is rough. Counter draw. Alright. Counter draw. I want cards. Especially when hitting a land drop is very important. That is a 5? Okay, there's nothing I can do about that. I would also kill that. Let's play this. The 4 things back. So, Fury is a problem. Guess I'm just gonna kill Gwenna here. Wait, that's an elemental? Oh, never mind. That's not how it works. That's not how it was worded. I can shrink Fury. But I think killing Noble Hierarch is slightly better. Maybe I can chip away at the mana here. And then just pass. Interesting game so far. It also fills the graveyard up for Drown in the Lock, to be fair. What does that do? Draw cards equal to the number of colors. Okay. Let's unsummon that. because they have 5 in the graveyard. Wait, I can just remand. Almost forgot. Almost forgot remand was there. I'm playing a bit slow. I don't normally do that, but normally I don't have a bajillion options. Yeah, now we can just kill Fury. Okay. Oh, it was an elemental. Why am I so dumb? Alright. Let's do this chump block. And then Liliana can potentially do stuff. That was very stupid of me. Alright, that was the first like major mistake, I think. Let's kill that. Let's play that. Alright, Psychic Frog is now in play. And I think we can ponder. Whoa, that can get shuffled away. That was a good draw. I can reasonably swing. Yep. And what's on top? That thing? Sure. Yeah, that was a colossal mistake. Well, actually, you know what? It wasn't that big of a mistake, but it was a mistake. So we just let Liliana go. I'm kind of in a winning position, and I don't need Liliana, and I don't want to discard my hand to Psychic Frog, so... Realm Walker. Let's get that in play. That was beautiful. Discard... that? No, this thing? Yeah. Force Spike, get wrecked. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. That was nuts. Okay. Well, that was absolutely nuts. Not only did I keep up with this much mana, I turned it around and drew a ton of cards off of whatever it's called. How many cards did it draw? 5? It might have drew 5. It also drew itself, because I think I played it off the top of my deck. So it sort of drew itself as well. So it was like 6 cards there. That was insane. I just had so much permission. And I don't know if that was actually a mistake, but I could have traded instead of chumped. Let Fury kill this, and then... Yeah. So we should have been able to trade with our other Fairy Mastermind, and then post-combat, accept it that Liliana's going to die, and then we drown in the lock. This would mean my opponent has a Lenore I would not have killed, and the Force Spike would not have countered this. So it would have been different looking. The game would have been different, but this 3/3 would enter, and I could at the very least stifle it, and I probably would just simply stifle the trigger, or I could Snapcaster Mage. So I think I had it covered anyways. Yeah, so I think that was a mistake, but it didn't cost us. And not casting Psychic Frog I think was right. So, yeah, I think I played that pretty well. Okay. Oh boy. On the draw, too. Okay. Well, that helps a little. Let's get rid of... I could get rid of Flare against this deck. Especially if it has the green 1-drop like all the others. No, all the others but one, rather. One of them did not have that. Okay, this one doesn't have it either. Let's play... I think I'm going to play Black Market. If I don't play it now, I probably will never play it. So I should just get it now. And I could probably make the first 3/2. Maybe. Maybe that's not even right. Maybe I don't even want a 3/2, actually. I'm not going to subtlety that. I made subtlety, unfortunately, fairly obvious, but... Yeah, I don't think I need to draw unless I miss a land. I expect this game to go on a while, and I should be exceedingly conservative with my mana. Life total, I mean. Not my mana, that's fine. Well, they've played 2 mana sources a turn. Turn 2 onwards. Oh, make that 3. Why are we playing this? Oh, it is an elf. It is an elf. Okay. Alright, alright. It's an elf. Interesting. Top card is a land and a thing. I guess I'll keep it. I'm not too concerned with them attacking me. In fact, they haven't been interested in it. So yeah, I really just don't want to play the... make a 3-2 game. Am I just hard casting Subtlety? Does that counter through Cavernous Souls? It does. Alright, so we cast this first, and I think I'm getting rid of Force of Negation? I could get rid of this. It's hard to cast. Just where I wanted to see. Do I play this? Just to draw? I lose my treasure tokens. I think I should play this. Just to draw it. It's exceedingly difficult to get any value out of it, so... Alright, treasure. And I guess draw? Elvish Archdruid is probably an uh-oh, no-no, because it also buffs everything else. This is a bit of an issue. Okay, and then we pass. I have Mystical Tutor for... I don't think there's any spell that counters this from my deck, because it's uncounterable. So I think I let it go. And then they... I'm not going to stifle this. 1, 2, 3. Yes, I am. I'm going to stifle that ability. I'm going to Tails in that. That way they can't do anything. And I draw cards and stuff. And then I can just kill it as well. Or they just have another elf, because of course they do. Of course, of course, of course, of course. Oh, why not? Of course, of course, of course. Of course, of course, of course. Hits 2 lands. Lucky us. We have 4 cards in the graveyard. I think I should make a treasure token. That was a really good draw. I'm going to cast it now. We have a life-linking creature. I have a 2/3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I should just pass? No, I need to swing. I need to swing. With at least these 2. And then... Dig through time. Kill Priest of Titania? Yeah. We're gonna kill Priest of Titania. And then I'm gonna pass. That's way too much mana. Especially if the only thing they can do is Caster Commander. We're just, yeah. And we let that go. Steals Preordained, Seek New Knowledge. It can only cast 1 spell a turn. I could just Force Spike whatever they cast. And then they have to pay with the Servant. Which, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Why am I don't care about that. Tapping this doesn't do anything. Let's cast Malcolm. Draw. Treasure token. Do I just play this off the top and bounce their commander? I mean, it's almost... Oh, I can't! I can't! Alright. Discard. You. Fly for almost lethal. It would have been lethal if I swung with a 2-3 last time, but I wouldn't have known that, obviously. Let's play you and pass. So if the only thing they do is cast their commander, they got nothing else to do. That does not matter, but I can just get rid of Force Spike. So... It's not many things I'm going to force of negation. Oh, and now there's Remand on top. Get wrecked. Oh. Oh my goodness. Bro, I'm beating the green decks. I'm beating the... Oh my goodness. Look at all the mana they had. And I'm just... Through Cavern of Souls, too. Maybe Venomous Changeling is a bit out there, I'm not gonna lie. Looking at it now. Oh look, I get to kill the 1-drop this time. Isn't that just crazy? Isn't that just bonkers? Oh, please cast it again. Okay. Alright. Okay. That's... Yep. That is a very strange use of Dark Ritual there. Well, now they'll never cast their commander again. When this dies, if it wasn't blocking, draw. Okay, let's, yeah, we're just doing the thing at this point. I'm not gonna flash it in. Sephiroth? Well, that's rude. Alright. Look at that. I'm glad it's possible. I'll say that much. Alright. This Glenn Elendra's answer is looking suspect. I think I'm gonna reevaluate that one. Man, I'm on the draw again. What is going on? On the draw again. I like this commander. One of my favorites from the set. Breh. Do I want this? Do I want this? I think I do. Unless, of course, I don't. Well, that would have been extremely useful last turn, but, you know, such is our ways. Do I just counter anything? Legendaries have ward? No, that's fine. Ideally, my commander lives, but it's not really looking too promising. Okay, it did. Do I carry on? Oh, that was... Look at that. Immediate value. The first time my commander entered play. Instant value. To Faeries Protection. Let's go ahead and... Whoop, put that where it can't hurt me. So I can counter their commander with Flare, and I think I should, because their commander is quite scary here. Can't play Cryptic Command. I think I'm just passing. Steel Seraph. I will counter literally any card ever. Okay, that was a good draw. That was a good draw. Counter draw. I don't know the last time I've played Cryptic Command. Couldn't tell you. Do I play this first? No, that's not worth it. I can't take myself off of blue mana. Let's do Fairy and pass. We're doing the thing. That's fine. Okay. Is this a good idea? I don't know why they're doing this. They must have a counterspell or something? I don't know. That's a bit strange. I actually genuinely want more blue mana. So that's kind of surprising. I can let that resolve, and I can just cast this. I have a way to kill this with Drown in Spaghetti. Let's go to combat first. Draw. Yeah, I'm just going to kill it now. And then pass. Alright. We got around to Faeries Protection, which, I mean, it wasn't like... It was just a 1-for-1 protection spell, so... Look at that. Well, every time that happens, I just say it again. Ban the green 1-drops. They are stupid. There's no reason to do anything there. I don't think I'm cracking this fetch land. I'm a bit paranoid. How does this deck work without its commander? I think we can, but I don't know if my opponent does as efficiently as we do. I feel like this draw-go game favors the removal spells, but I could be wrong about that. I am curious. Alright, yep, get wrecked. I think I favor... This draw-go game favors me. Like, you can't do that with Katara in a blue-black flash deck. Like, either my opponent realized that, or they just didn't want to play it out because they knew it was going to take too long or something. But I think I'm just absolutely crushing a Katara player that does not want to play it really fast. I think Land of Elves is 10 times as egregious as anything Katara could conceive of doing. That is another land, but it's not the right color. This doesn't find lands, and it doesn't shuffle. So I can't keep this. I just can't keep that pile. This is the 3-mana Athreos. So it's creatures on their end that have to die for this to matter. So I would kind of prefer it to be a creature deck in a... and not anything but that. Let's actually consider instead of that thing. Lands are cards. So I'm told. There's no way they cast their commander, so... Am I casting mine is the question. Let's do this. And do... I almost want to do land. I think I do land. Alright, yep. It's probably another game where they think they can just hide behind removal, but I don't have to play into it. I don't think that's a real hand. I think I'm going to take out Kaito. I'm noticing it has not done anything. We can take that out. Tasha against this deck is weird. The rest of this is also, like, not actual cards, so it's probably not a good idea to keep that. Probably. Green 1-drop, of course. Yeah, it's hard to take issue with Katara when people are playing half of a Soul Ring every other game. Lumbering World Wagon. That, unfortunately, is a problem. So, I'm going to counter that. Unfortunately. Alright, look at that. Does this deck play... Yeah, of course it does. It's a green deck. I say, like, does it play, like... Yeah. I mean, I would be a little surprised if it didn't, I guess. They fetched for an island immediately. That's interesting. Okay. Does this deck do a draw-go thing? No, I don't think it does. Very few commanders do. Okay, well, I mean, I'm not going to do anything. Face down permanence you control enters. Okay, that's fine. So you manifest Dread. It's just the top of your deck. Yep. There's only 2 cards. I mean, I don't expect them to hit, like, the crazy nuts there, randomly. Dark Ritual into Commandeer is now a thing? Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah? Okay. I was about to take Dark Ritual out. Hasn't really done much for me. Kaimil. Well, that is now my Kaimil. Whoa, let's cast the right spell, shall we? My Kaimil? Thanks. Well, that's beautiful. We'll see where it gets us. Kaimil's random, and I'm not going to set up a brainstorm for it because I don't want to lose anything in my hand. We can sink into Stupor this thing. See what it is. It was just a land. It's kind of funny. I mean, it's no big deal. Subtlety? Subtlety? Alright. My spells are uncounterable, right? Spells you control can't be... Yeah. We knew of... At least I have a high degree of confidence that there was some kind of 3-mana counterspell. So... Well, it's another example is why I think Vendilion Click is not good. Not good in my opinion. Let's play... this? Land? Oh, that's also okay, I guess. It's also okay. Well, not every single green player will have it, so I'm sure eventually I can do something. This is an interesting fairy, but it only feels really good if I'm in the position that my commander's chilling and all that crazy stuff. Okay, sure, I'm not gonna make a move here. Actually, maybe I should just flash this in. Does it matter? Does my opponent even care? No, I'm not gonna flash it in. I'm not gonna do that. It looks like there's a removal spell or something. There's no reason to play into it. Especially if it's my entire opponent's turn and they don't do anything. Okay, never mind. They did do something. Okay. Well, those are not mana dorks. That's just not... Those aren't mana dorks. I'm going to put away these two. And I think I'm going to shuffle them. Mystical Tutor's alright, I guess. Mystical Tutor's alright, especially if I play my commander and I can even get access to that card at the same time. Alright, maybe these are fine. Maybe these are fine. We're still just staring at each other. I don't think there's anyone definitively ahead. Delighted Halfling. Oh, great. Of course. Well, that's dumb. Okay. So they can pick up their thing at some point? I'm going to get rid of this Force of Negation. Doesn't look like it's doing anything. And I don't think I'm Mystical Tutoring. Nope. So, pass yet again. Is Adapt a sorcery? No, it's not. Okay. They did not adapt inside of combat. That's a bit strange. Okay. This finds what? It has to find a creature? Okay. They get Glenalendra Guardian? Flash? What? Okay, well, yeah, sure. You got it. I'm going to cast my commander now. And you have that, I guess. Let's do... Okay, that was a good hit there. Let's hit the... Remove a counter from this. Negate. I'm going to kill the... that thing. And I'm going to just draw. I'm not going to overthink this. Cryptic Command on top is pretty colossal. I think I'm saving myself more life by not attacking. That's not true. No, that's not true. We're swinging. That was a lie. Well, they grabbed what they thought was one of the better cards to hit, so that's, I guess, out of the way now. Fundamentally. So, counter and draw? Wait, what? Okay. A bit interesting use of that, but yeah, that makes sense. I suppose. It is a 4/5? Okay. I'm gonna play this and probably chump block here. Okay, chump blocking is a bit less interesting, but I'm still gonna chump block. And pass. On that, let's go to swingies. I'm trying to turn a corner here. The old 2-for-1 Scorpion. Beautiful. Look at that. Just casting cards off the top. That Scorpion was going to 2-for-1 him too. I killed 2 creatures with this. Or rather stopped the second one from swinging. Wow. Crazy. Yeah, they just didn't go for Delighted Halfling, which I thought they should have. And they didn't. I played like 5 games that are 20 minutes long each. Played some long games, but look, we beat green decks with this that had like 1 mana green openers that was almost half of the things I saw today, unfortunately, and I was kind of doing pretty well against them. I don't even have board wipes. You get there are so there's a ton of value when you play anything off the top of your deck. I don't know if I've ever played the blue-white version of this. What does the blue-white version do? There's definitely a difference. How does the blue-white one read? I think it's a 3-drop. Is it this thing? You may look at the top card at any time. You may cast spells of flash or flying. Ooh. It doesn't cast instants. Okay, I didn't know that. Is there one that does? Maybe there's one that is. Well, this is the one I was thinking of. So it is extremely different. I thought the effect of casting instants off the top was already in the game. If it isn't, that effect now existing is huge. I just thought it already did. But, yeah, instants off the top is just absolutely insane. You can't see the top card all the time, but that's perfectly fine, right? You're not fishing for information on the top like that. 99% of decks don't know the top of their deck. You're fine when you don't. It's just randomly you will have something on the top that is exceptionally annoying for your opponent to deal with. But I played long games against effectively big mana decks and just won. I did get pummeled by a mono red aggro deck. Fortunately, at least, aggro isn't super popular because mono green is a better version of aggro. I think I've talked about that before. Playing turn 1 Linear Elves is faster than playing like a turn 1 almost anything except Ragavan specifically. so it's just faster. But I was keeping up with them. When you have hard counters and you can get around, like, if they can't pay for stuff, like, even, honestly, Mana Leak, on turn, like, 6 against a green deck, they're still trying to cast really expensive things, so Mana Leak still has value, and it's viable as a thing to cast that late into a game. There is a pretty sizable difference between, like, Miscalculation and Mana Leak. I think the 1 extra mana is rather significant, but apart from that, yeah, I was keeping up with decks. In control matchups, I feel pretty confident in. In fact, there was some that people just try to do a draw-go thing, and then most people who do that with whatever it is they're playing, I think there was like a Tara player and someone else, when they're going draw-go and not playing their commander, your commander has flash, and you are absolutely trying to play a draw-go situation, so it feels like it favors me, and it's absolutely in my element, so I feel comfortable in those situations. I like those situations. I kind of wish we had more of those situations. This deck was really good. I didn't expect that. Because the past couple of commanders, and honestly kind of to a degree this one, it wants to play a creature type that doesn't have a lot of crazy cards in it, right? It was goats, which there really aren't any goats. And then it was, what was the next one? Elementals? Yeah, elementals, which there are more reasonable elementals than there are goats, obviously, but still, there's not many. And then there's fairies, which not many reasonably good fairies to play. I would say the best one by a metric landslide was just this thing. Just flashing it and then suddenly having a Phyrexian Arena on absolute steroids was excellent. You could probably play, and I didn't even really think of this, but you could play Katara in this deck, because you do play your entire game plan on your opponent's turn. You can play Katara turn 2, and then if they don't deal with it, you just do the normal thing you're going to do anyways, and you're going to get experience counters, and you can't recast Katara to have those experience counters matter again, but you could maybe play Necromancy, and also maybe Reanimate. Probably not Entomb. You could play Entomb. Obviously, you could just play it, but I just didn't go that route. I actually ended up taking out the Planeswalkers because I found myself shuffling them away or discarding them or never finding a window to cast a 4-mana sorcery, which is, I talk about that a lot when playing Kaito. Kaito, and really anything like Kaito. I guess Katara, kind of. You're not really playing anything at sorcery speed in, like, a blue heavy counterspell deck and then passing the turn and just hoping your opponent doesn't windmill slam some massive thing that you can't deal with that goes back to you, and now you're screwed because you didn't leave up a counterspell. But, I mean, you do have removal here because it is also black, which is nice. It's significantly different from mono blue, but it's teetering on the edge of kind of the same thing happening. But yeah, I really liked this deck a lot. Casting instants off the top is absolutely disgusting, especially with Mystical Tutor. You just put whatever you want on top, and then you can cast it. Yay! It's really nice. Commandeer felt reasonable. Subtlety felt reasonable. It gets around Cavernous Souls. Oh yeah, I beat Cavernous Souls like 5 times. Crazy. I like beat Cavern in a deck that was fairly heavy in one creature type, so there was like a fair amount of things to beat. I beat like a 10-hour game against the uncounterable Muldrotha. Absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. I'm a huge fan of this. I'll probably play it again. Maybe... See, I don't know. There's definitely more than 99 cards to put in here. I still think Treasure Cruise is okay. I never really... I don't think I ever cast Dig Through Time. Ideally, you don't want both in any one game. I think Dig Through Time is the obvious first one to go to, because it's an instant. As much as Treasure Cruise draws an extra card is nice. I think this one is better in that regard. But Treasure Cruise is reasonable to me. Apparently, according to chat and other people who know this card, you can name numbers 1 and 10. I don't know why you would name 10, but you could name the actual number 1. It's not just between 1 and 10, like 2 to 9. But I was saying you probably always just do 2 or 3 as your thing. I never played this. I'm trying to, or I guess I'll see in a second when I edit this video for whatever, but I think there were plenty enough scenarios where this would actually do something, but I'm not 100% sure. It is a 4-mana card and really can only be cast if my commander's in play. I'm never going to just like cast this and pass. That seems completely unrealistic. So I don't know. And because of that, you don't really trigger it until like even later, because you play your commander, you pass, you do something, and then you cast this maybe on their end step after this one, and that would imply that you didn't have to leave up your mana to counter or anything, but let's just say you got to cast this immediately on turn 4. It's kind of okay, but it's not that great, because it's still just turn 4, right? Like, your opponent might just be done with whatever number you would like to name, 2 or 3. So I'd have to really look at how many times this would have mattered after that turn. But I feel like it still would have, but I don't know. And because I'm uncertain about it, I think there's just better options. There certainly are other options to play, that's for sure. It's not like you have to do that. Psychic Frog is still Psychic Frog. This having Flash is absolutely hilarious, but it's something, you know, that is a thing. It is a fairy, so it could flash in a mana rock. I mean, that's kind of cool. You're never upset with that, I guess. Actually, it becoming a 4/4 was relevant. That actually mattered for once. Very surprising. There's also the other mana rock that untaps on your opponent's turn. That could come in here too. It's from the Avatar set, right? I think that one is fine. I said I was surprised I don't see it as much as I do, but there's not too many decks that would love this ability, I guess. But this one kind of is. Kind of. Like, you tap it on your turn for something, and then it untaps on your opponent's, but you really aren't playing any game plan on your own turn anyways. I actually took out a lot of the sorcery speed things I would be doing on my turn, so I don't know. I would also say Search for Iskanta is a bit slow. It's just a bit slow. It does Surveil 1, which is okay, right? You can set up the top of your deck better for your commander, smooth out your draws, you know, all the things that it does. But I don't know if I really like Search for Iskanta, because it's hard to tap it to activate it. I think it's itself and 3 other lands, so it's like 4 mana to activate Iskanta every turn, and that's 4 lands that you're probably using to counter and remove the things your opponents are doing. But it could go in here. This is where it would go, I suppose, if you were to play it. But Liliana's another one. I took out Ashiok as well, actually. Yeah, so Liliana's really the last one in here, I think. Kaito's gone, Tasha, Jace. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, sorcery speed cards in a deck like this are awkward. It is also double black in a Cryptic Command Archmage's Charm deck. It's a little annoying. Maybe I even wanted to go down another swap, honestly. Or just one or two more two-colored lands that I normally don't like. If it's tapped, you really have to assess if it's worth it. I still think it isn't, so... But I never really felt too color screwed. Maybe I was starving on blue more than anything, but it is... I don't know, it's got double black here, double black there. Is that it? Might actually be it. Okay, yeah, that's pretty fine. That's pretty fine, right? It's like everything else is effectively just one black. Yeah, that's fine. You don't even have to play this. You can just replace these with something else. But I like Murder Strider. This, though, I don't know. I don't even have Dark Ritual. I actually took Dark Ritual out. You could put it back in and just swear by it, and you're like, oh, I have these. And then you could put in Tomb Reanimate in your deck with Dark Ritual. But I don't know. Drown in the Loch struggled sometimes, but Drown in the Loch usually eventually did something. The length of some games makes me like not Sink into Stupor. Whatever that 7-mana draw 4 is, but it costs 3 if your opponent has 7 or more cards in the graveyard. Into the Story, into the something, I don't know. I keep thinking about it and putting it in and out, but I don't know. I don't know. It felt like it's not good early, and then by the time it's good, it could have just been something else that could have helped you early that did something somewhat similar. I'm not sure. It's probably more of a EDH 4-player card. I really should actually get one on paper, to be honest. I do like that card. But it probably doesn't go here. This was weird too. There were a few times I had access to this and I'm like, oh, I just can't cast it. It costs 4, even though it has flash. It's like, and I'm never bargaining. So it is mostly just a Venser. That's a fairy, I guess. So I don't know if I would play Venser. I did not play Venser. So I don't know about this one. This is the kind of deck that I feel like is just happy with 1, 2, 3 mana cards. And I don't know if I ever actually did cast this. I'm not sure I did. There were a couple times I could have, but it would not have been the best thing to do that very moment. So I think it just like Jace, I was finding myself getting rid of it with like Brainstorm or milling it or shuffling it away with the fetch land because I just don't have the time to flash in this 4/2. I'm always just countering and removing things. So I don't know. I know it bounces something, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to keep saying I don't know because I struggled to find a window to cast it to have a stronger opinion on the card. But I think it's reasonable. You're never going to be upset with taking out a 4-mana card in your deck in Historic Brawl. You're just not upset with ever doing that. I will say I didn't really use this, but it's still a land, so it's probably okay. But I never really cast this. It's hard to cast this and then also cast the thing you, like, ideally don't. But if you desperately need something right then and there, this probably isn't going to help you because it costs 4, and then you need to have remaining mana to do it. Like, oh, they cast a game-ending spell. Let me cast this 4-mana tutor to find a 2-mana counterspell or something. But you do at least have Force of Negation and Subtlety and even Commandeer. These are free, so that can work with this, right? Maybe there's even something else. No, not quite. But I don't know, and it's still a land. Pylon is fine. I felt like because my commander can play sort of as a mana rock, Pylon was okay. Oh, speaking of mana rocks, that's right. Yes. This set? What is it called? Yeah, this thing. I forgot about it. This is okay. I don't really care about the stats or anything, but it is a land on your opponent's turn, that's fine. It's maybe more reasonable to simply play a mana rock, though, instead of this. I want to play this as a commander. I feel like this is very depressing to play against as a commander. Maybe because Qatar is around now, it's too late. I don't know. But, like, is Sapphire Medallion good? Kind of. Yeah. Yeah, we could have played Sapphire Medallion. I don't know about the... What's the black one called? Jet Medallion? I don't know if I would play Jet Medallion. It doesn't actually discount this. Jet Medallion's okay. It's alright, but Sapphire Medallion does discount a fair amount of things. Like a wall of this, these, my commander. I don't know. I didn't feel like... The more mana you put in your deck, the less things you have to do with those ramp spells. So if half of these 2-mana cards are mana rocks, I have that fewer things to play. I just got to the playable half faster, and maybe I could play more 4-mana cards or something. But I like just having, say, anywhere from 20, like 5 to 20 more spells. I just like that more than having 5 to 20 less spells and just more ramp. So, I don't know. I keep saying I don't know. I don't know. Sapphire Medallion discounts everything, but you have to take a card out. You're going to take out Mana Leak. Now you don't have a Mana Leak, but you have a Sapphire Medallion to discount the other spells. It's not like a Storm deck. I'm not trying to cast multiple things a turn, really. So I would say probably don't want that. Probably not. But just stuff to think about, I suppose, now that I'm realizing this is actually pretty good. I'm going to put more thought into this and probably play it more. It doesn't replace Nashi for me. Nashi, I think, is still just the titan of the whatever this is trying to do. Mainly because it can play exploration and then just win. So Nashi is a bit different. You know, it's got green. I keep saying every commander we're playing, like, oh man, if the goats were green. Oh, if the elementals had green. It's like, again, if this had green, if it was Sultai and you had access to exploration, it just changes everything about what this commander can do. But it doesn't. So not everything should be green. Ideally, there would be less green if it was up to me, but it's not up to me. But I really like this. I like this a lot. I think the Planeswalkers were wrong, and the more counters, card draw, and removal I added, the better I felt. The Curiosities were weird, maybe? They only came up a few... Actually, there's only one now, right? Okay, there's only this one. Oh, no, there's Seed Spaghetti. Yeah, so there's two. I don't know. Like, these could have been something else. It didn't really feel like I was comfortably casting these and getting cards out of them. So they could be something else. Curiosity's still fine, right? Like, the mono blue tempo deck would love, every copy of this. There's like 4 now that you can play that are different. Curious Obsession and all that jazz. It felt kind of okay. I was fairly consistently swinging with this, and it does actually have lifelink, which is funny. I think that saved me a couple games. You just steal 2 life return, steal 2 life return, steal 2 life return. So you could just put Curiosity. I mean, if you do stick it, you're way ahead, right? But ideally, you want at least 1 card so it replaces itself. You don't want to get blown out or anything by that. You could run the Bitter Blossom thing, which I didn't run. I'm not sure I even, with Curiosity effects, like the Bitter Blossom Fairy, or the Bitter Blossom card itself. I just don't think I like them. Even if they have Flash, this is not a Fairies Matter thing other than giving them Flash, right? It's not like it gives your Fairies +2/+2. They just have Flash, which is cool. But a lot of them already kind of have Flash, and even more of them just don't really feel great. I was actually thinking about taking out Brazen Borrower and Vendilion Click. I don't even really like them that much. You can't cast the Petty Theft off the top of your deck, if anyone's curious. You can only cast the 3 men aside. I learned that the hard way. It doesn't really change that much for me, but it is something to consider. I just didn't feel like those mattered, right? I don't think they mattered that much. Really, the only major player here was this one. So, yeah, they could be more removal, more counter spells. You can play counters off the top of your deck, just like you would cast this off the top of your deck. Or Quick Study. Actually, Quick Study's perfect. Yeah, Quick Study's good there. I like Quick Stutter. If I can type, I did it. Oh, yes, yeah, Quick Study's good. Or some other random instant speed thing there. I would like to have cast Quick Study. A lot of scenarios I'd probably like to cast it over Vendilion Click. It never really came down, or that much, in my opinion. It's not about, really, just like Katara, it's not about doing 25 damage. I don't even know if Katara has ever killed me. It's it just draws 7 cards a turn. The game is over, unless you assume they might deck out or something. So it's not really about damage, and it didn't feel like it was here. So the 3/1s, while they're okay, maybe just better off as like, haha, I blocked and killed something of yours, and also got your best card out of your hand, or something like that. As opposed to, I now have a 3/1 that's poking you a few times. It didn't really matter that much, especially when it's comparing itself to stuff like Psychic Frog, which I guess it could kind of one-shot somebody. It'd be a bit nuts, but it is possible. But yeah, huge fan of this commander. Huge fan. Definitely more ideas that I could add to this. So if you have ideas that I was not thinking about, let me know. Hullbreaker Horror didn't really feel like the kind of line I was going. The route, just like giant, explosive, funny things didn't seem right. But maybe it is. I don't know. So let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Before I say I don't know again, I gotta get out of here. Oh boy.